Hey everybody, this is M from DIYM. Today, as you can see, we're making some really cute Santa bows. I think that these are adorable. I'm also going to show you guys in this video how to use the gradient tool in Photoshop in case you guys don't know how to use that. And you can make varying colors and stuff, so I think that that's really cool. I'll say skin tones or whatever you'd like. It doesn't have to be skin tones specifically, but say you want a gradient for some sort of project and you're kind of too intimidated to check out Photoshop. I use a basic version of Photoshop, so it's CS4, so it may not have all the bells and whistles that Photoshop has now technically, but hopefully that'll help you see that it's fairly straightforward to use the gradient tool, and hopefully it hasn't changed too much because I haven't used the newer Photoshop. But yeah, so anyways, I just wanted to show you guys how to make these fun bows. I got the inspiration from Craftpurge. This was a screenshot that I took from one of her videos. She did a whole bunch of different cool Christmas embellishments, and I really loved these bows, but the dye was discontinued, so I figured I'd make my own if I don't have the dyes for it. So I'll show you how I cut this stuff out and what I use and that sort of thing, so you guys can make something similar too if you wanted to. The hats I kind of improvised quite a bit, same with the eyes, but everything else is either a dye or a punch that I use, and this is little fuzzy pom-poms. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video because I think that this is a really fun one. So without further ado, on to the video. Okay, sorry. So there might be some weird sounds because my filter is acting up a little bit, and I'm going to try to do a very quick tutorial right now though. There's also some people slamming doors outside for some reason. Hard to catch that. If I hear anything, I'll try to edit things out, and hopefully you guys can bear with me with these weird noises that are happening in my building. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a normal 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So I'm just going to go to File, New, and then Resolution, I'm just going to do 300. I like to do that. And then I like to change this from pixels to inches. And then I do width 8.5 and then height 11. So that's normally how I do it. I'd keep the RGB color and all that sort of stuff. So anyways, it's just gonna be a plain white piece of paper. So this is what I'm gonna print on, okay? So I'm okay with the background being white. I don't care. This doesn't have to be a PNG or anything like that. It's perfectly fine. So just highlighted. I took this rectangular marquee tool over here, highlighted everything like I normally do so that the little ants are showing, okay? And then I go to the background. I'm gonna do layer. Double clicked this part on the layer, and then all these options come up. This is the layer style, right? So what I want to do is go to the gradient overlay. So you can do pattern overlay, all that sort of stuff, color overlay in case you want to do a solid color. For that, I normally take the paint bucket tool, and then I just do a solid color. But yeah, for this I want to do a gradient overlay, and then I check that, and then I click on it so it's highlighted now. See how it says normal, then it shows the opacity, so you can actually change the opacity on it for different colors. You can put a color in the background and make it more transparent, so it's at 100% opacity right now. It's a linear style. I'll show you this linear style and all this sort of stuff in a second. Angle, that will make sense in a second as well. And then there's scale, and then there's also reverse in case you want to reverse the colors a little bit. So it's not going to really matter too much here, but you can totally click this. Instead of a light color up here and a dark color down there, you can do the reverse. So it can be like dark up here and then light down here. So that might matter if you have, say, a graphic image of some kind happening and you want things to be, say, dark to light or whatever, right? But you click on this, and right now it's just black and white gradient. And you can play with all this stuff and make things look metallic. So these are preset stuff. And you can do, there's color harmonies, so you just press OK. And then there's all sorts of different colors there. Some color harmonies too, okay. And then there's different colors here. So you can do all sorts of cool. I think you just saw the metals. I'll just show them all real quickly. And then these are noise samples. These are all just built into my Photoshop. It might be different for you if you have a newer version. Maybe there's lots more. I'm not too sure. This is my CS4 version. So this is pastels, beautiful pastels. I'm gonna make my own thing in a second. This is simple, so just very simple. Gradient colors, special effects. I'm just showing you real quick here. I'm not going to show you all of them. You can play around with this at your leisure if you've got Photoshop. And then there's spectrums, so I got all this. So this just came with a very old version of Photoshop. So as I said, there might be others. I don't really know. So right now it says gradient type, smoothness 100, all this sort of stuff. If you want to, you can add more colors, but I'm going to do just the 2 colors here. So I'm going to click on this. I want to do more of a brown tone. Yeah, I'm gonna do like a chocolatey color. And then this color I want to be almost like a peachy tone. Let me see if I can do that. I might go more into the reds and pinks here, because sometimes I find that I can get more of a peachy, or sometimes it also works in this. There we go. That's kind of a nice orangey pink, a white person's skin tone. Okay, so that's kind of what I was going for. So something like that. And then maybe I'll put something in the center, maybe a combination of the two, but maybe something yellowy in tone. So you can sort of play around here by sliding things. So I think I want to, there we go. I'm just clicking on that and then just getting another color. Okay, so that duplicated that color, but I want to get a different color in the center here. So let me see if I can get a orangier tone. Yeah, maybe like that. I'll do that. Okay. So this is some varying skin tones. I'm just going to press OK. And then press OK. It's supposed to pop up. What the heck's going on here? Oh, maybe I have to put a solid color. Aha, there you go. That's why. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you have to put a solid color in there. Sorry, guys. I was just like, what's happening? Forgot to do that. So I might just change this a bit, just to have more variation of skin tones slightly, so that it goes from pink to this sort of yellower skin tone, and then lighter browns to darker browns. And you can play with it. You can do even darker brown than I chose. It really depends on what you want to do. But I just kind of want to do 3 major variations in color here. You can move things over slightly. Anyways, I'm gonna do that. I think this is nice right here. Maybe a little bit more that way. So yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so then I'm gonna press OK. And then I don't need this anymore, so I'm just gonna right click and then deselect. So then they don't have the ants around there anymore. Okay, so I've got this beautiful gradient of skin tones. I'm just gonna print out a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and then I'm just going to cut out different circles with my circle punch of different faces. And they're just gonna be different base colors. As I said, just 3 different main tones, but with a lovely variation in between. I'm pretty excited about this. And then I'm just gonna print this. Just gonna make sure that I have cardstock first. Print that. Proceed, and then print. Okay, so this should be good in case you don't have skin color tones. You can just print up your own skin color tones, so that's kind of cool. You can do solid colors paper too, but I just thought it'd be kind of a great opportunity to show you guys the gradients as well and how to play with that. So I almost forgot to do something here. So I'm gonna click on this guy again, double click that. So when you go to the gradient overlay, so you see here it says linear. You can also do, here, I'm gonna move that aside so you can see what it is. Radial, I can do reverse radial too. So it's normally at linear, right? So I'm gonna do, you can do reverse. Not that it matters or anything here, but you could do that in the future if you wanted to. So there's linear, radial, angle. So it kind of looks like that. It almost looks like it's coming to a point. So that's kind of neat. Reflected, just looks like the 2 is reflecting here, right? And again, you can reverse that too if you want to. So there's that. And then there's diamond. So again, you can totally reverse that. You can also go scale things. I'm gonna just keep things at 100%. And if it doesn't go to 100%, I'm just going to type it in. There we go. But yeah, so I'm gonna just go back to linear. Also, if you want something on an angle, say you want a 45-degree angle, so it's kind of on an angle now, right? Or you can just do it this way. This is kind of also reversing almost. If you just do, say, -90, but I just want to do it regular, 90 degrees. And yeah, so that's that. I just wanted to sort of show you guys that just as a fun thing. But you could also play with the blend modes as well. I'm not going to show you that, but there's all sorts of different things you can actually play with there too. I just wanted to show you the very basic stuff. Basically, I would say if you're afraid of using Photoshop, it's fair enough, but I would just say just play around a little bit as much as you can. I would say just stick to basic stuff like this and just sort of play around a little bit. And if you want to go a little further than that and further than that, then you can totally do that as you go. So hopefully this helps you a little bit to not get too intimidated by Photoshop. And anyways, I'm gonna print this up and show you everything when I get back. Okay, so I printed this up, and then as you can see, I cut out another page. So this is just to show you what it looked like before. I already cut it out with, these guys are 2-inch circle punch, and then I did, this guy is my 1.5-inch circle punch, okay? Just for the smaller faces. So these are gonna be some faces here. So this is the inspiration that we're kind of going for. But anyways, I did this. It looks almost like a makeup palette over here, which is kind of cool. I unfortunately cut this this really funny. I just cut this off after that because see there's a bit of a white border here. It wasn't letting my punch go all the way in, but that was the only one that I did that with, so that's not a big deal. But you can always cover that up with the beard, right? The bow beard. Anyways, this is from Craftpurge. She did a whole bunch of cool Christmas embellishments, and I thought that these were such a cute idea, and I was sad that this bow die was retired. However, I feel like you can easily make this by just cutting out triangle and just bending it over for the hat. You can also stamp out Santa hats, or you can die cut Santa hats if you have, see, these Santa hats. If they're a little bit bigger, they probably would fit nicely on something like this. So there's that. You can do definitely stuff like that. But either way, you can always just cut out a triangle and just fold it over. But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff you can do. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that. I'm going to cut out some bows. I'm going to show you real quick. This was from years ago, by the way. This is 5-6 years ago or something that she did this. That's how old that video is. But yeah, I'm going to try to use this shamrock die because I think it has a lot more variations here, so that'll make beard a little bit better. I want to make this slightly different, so I want to have one extra tail to make it a full beard. But you can just do it this way if you want to as well. But I thought that that'd be really, really fun to just cut out another one and just cut it and just stick it behind so it makes a beard. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna cut out certain things. I'm not gonna show you guys the die cutting process because you guys have already seen that with my bow videos. I'm gonna link that down below in case you guys want to check that out. If you like seeing the die cutting process, that's down below, so you can check that out on the bow video. But this is just with paper. I'm just gonna do the bows with paper instead of faux leather material that I used in that video. This is just gonna be all paper, and then obviously some pom-poms and things like that. Okay guys, should be fun. Oh, I also might use the heart bows as well. I may not layer it up so much, but I might use the heart bows as well. And then I'm gonna try to use maybe some flat bows, just a few in here, just some that look bulkier, like these guys, because that might be fun for Santa mustache and beard, right? Okay, it's almost like scrap busting, this kind of thing, right? And I completely forgot to mention for the beard, I'm going to use this sparkly white glitter cardstock that I like to use in case you guys are interested in the paper. This is it. I got this from Amazon, and I will try to link that down in the description below too. I'll see what I use for the rest of it to accessorize. I'll show you that in a bit. Okay, so I just did one sheet, 8.5 by 11. Just did one pass of the flat bows like this. So I cut up a bunch. This is nice for if you want to add it to projects. You can even color these in if you don't like the colors. So this is just obviously white sparkles, but yeah, you can take marker and color that in if you want, or even ink from an ink pad or something. You can always do that, buff that on. So I just did one pass of that, and then I did, this is the shamrock die set. I just took a couple things out. So there's an actual shamrock die in there like that, so I just took that out. I took this one out too. I didn't really use that as well, but everything else I got. So I got the bow center, I got this. I'm gonna cut off in a second, but yeah, I wanted these tails in there. So there's that. So I got that guy there, and then this is the bow die. So I might do a bunch more of this. I just wanted to put this stuff together really, really quickly and just show you guys the process of making that. I'm just gonna get my hot glue gun, warm that up, and then I'll just get to gluing. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this warm up a little bit. I'm trying not to get these two types of dies confused. So one's more stitched, the other one's not. But as you can see, I used from the flat bow dies. I have placed these guys on here. I didn't cut these guys out. I might just glue that directly on, but I also might cut something else out just to come down so that this doesn't look so stringy, I guess. We'll see what I can do here. Or you can just place it down here a little further. Place it down here a little further, like this guy's placed down a little further, and that actually might work pretty well too, because this might be a little too small for this one, but that might actually work quite nicely to cover up the chin situation here. And then you can put a hat here, and then put the eyes, and then the pom-pom nose. Anyways, yeah, this one might be a little too small, so I'll take that one away, but at least these three can probably work. I'll just put these little ones aside, because some of them are really, really small. This one's obviously too thin, so that's not gonna work very well. There's lots of thin ones, lots of small ones, but yeah. But you can sort of play around with your bow dies if you have flat bows, and you have, I like to use the heart ones because I think that they're going to be nice and full. I'm also, even though this kind of cuts off my circulation a little bit, I'm going to try to use my finger protectors. Might come in handy for making bows. I'm going to get my bone folder. You can get a ruler if you'd like as well. I'm going to try to just do the heart-shaped bow first because I think this is a little easier to do, because it's a little harder to do the paper ones. I think that they can, you have to almost like break up the fibers a little bit. They're a little more delicate, even though it's cardstock. They're a little bit more delicate than doing the fabric bows that I was doing originally. Oh, I'm also gonna get a bunch of glue sticks out because I like to do that in advance. I just like to, so this pops up in the middle a bit more. And then this is the bow center, right? And then these are the tails. Okay. Okay, hopefully I won't need it for my thumbs. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what it can do. Is this heating up enough? Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue this down. Of course I'm supposed to use my thumbs that aren't protected. Always the case, right? I'm so not good with making bows. Drop me a line in the comments if you're good at bows, because I am not good with them. I find them really, really tough to do. That might just be me. I don't know. Here, I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. I don't love how stringy this gets, even though you should be using hot glue with this. I don't really love that part of it. I know that it makes things a lot faster, but yeah, I don't love it. Okay, let's see if I can do. Everything's so stringy. I'm gonna puff it out a little bit too in the end. I want them to be kind of puffy. I think I'm gonna just do this one though. This is just gonna make things look a little bit nicer. I'm just the string, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna glue some on the back here. Okay, well that looks a little bit better. That won't look as bad. It'll look bad on the back, but it won't look as bad on the front. And I can just stick that down. Go right across. Stick that guy down like that. If you want to, you can cut things down to look almost like little whiskers, but I think this is gonna be fun. And you can take any of these guys. There you go. Yeah, it's probably put it down near the bottom. But yeah, I'm gonna back this with another bow thing here behind there. Might look good, right? We'll just cut this off. Okay, so that's one idea here. I'll cut out these other ones. Here, I'm just gonna roll these up a bit because look at this. Fingers are turning blue. Here, I'll do that with these guys too. This is a lot. I don't want to cut the circulation off on my fingers because I want to keep my fingers. So, but yeah, you can do stuff like this as a bow tie on somebody. You can use other bow ties too. Fabric bows that are already made. But yeah, I'll probably do a lot of this stuff off screen. I'm gonna show you guys, this is the shamrock bow. I'm gonna cut off this part with my scissors. I don't want to deal with that. I can do something else with that another time. Maybe I'll just make regular hearts with that. So yeah, I'll just do kind of similar thing. Break the fibers of this. It bends down, so it looks more mustache-like, which I think is cool. Might work nicely for this. So yeah, don't be afraid to play with your out-of-season dyes, guys, because you can definitely make some stuff with that. So yeah, see, it kind of bends down a little bit more, so it looks more mustache-like. Okay, so I'm just gonna... This might actually be too big. I might cut this off a bit. This doesn't really matter too much because I'm going to put a fluffy pom-pom nose in the way. I just wanted to make it look a little bit neater. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Just puff them up a bit. Okay, so yeah, if you wanted to, you can do another one down here, which I might still do, but you don't have to necessarily do that. Glue this guy on here. I'll do some other stuff off screen here, but I'm going to glue this guy on the back of that one. Probably should use that with my protected finger. That, and then I'll just do... Okay, and then I'm gonna see if I can get out some of my berry pom-poms. Okay, so I've got all these berry pom-poms, so there's like different variations. So I think I'm gonna use the more red ones for this Santa, cold nose. And then maybe this, is that like two? Maybe I'll do something a little bit more pink. So let's say cold nose like that. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, it's already coming together. It's so cute so far. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the pom-pom on. The glue strings though. Okay, I'm gonna take off my... These guys are just too much sometimes. How cute is this though? It's a very full looking bow beard or bow mustache. And then I might just put these guys on too. I don't know, I think I might just take that guy out of the equation. I'm gonna leave a little bit just because these noses will probably cover that up a bit. Any of these other ones work? Does this look cute? That looks too clown-like, I think. What about this dark red? Oh, that also looks so clown-like. Okay, I'm just gonna keep sticking with this. You can also, if you want to rosy up the cheeks a bit, if you want rosy cheeks before you put things down, you can always add a little marker or take small finger brushes, dip that in a pad of ink, and then you can blush that on. This is a very pale one, so I don't know if I can use the pale pink for this guy. Still looks like he has a cold nose because he's so pale. That's almost clown-like for that guy. I think I pretty much have to use, there's only 2 different colors that I can probably use, and it's this and that. That makes sense for those skin tones, I think, maybe. Just so it looks like they have a little bit of a cold nose. Just a little dab there. I'm gonna put it a little closer to the bottom here. So that's where his nose is. Oh goodness, that was a big glob of glue. Okay. This is a bigger glob of glue than I anticipated. The rest of them look cute, but it's that one, unfortunately. Stuff happens. It's okay. Maybe I'll do this one because it's a different variation. So look okay. If they were a little bit pinker, maybe this one would look okay. I'll just do it anyways. Whatever. So it looks low chrome, like whatever. It's fine. But yeah, this is just one swipe of the sparkly paper. You can make a whole bunch of little bows. I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, what about 6, right? And then I'm just gonna do some more tails, I guess. I'm gonna do mostly these tails, I think. And maybe this too, just so I can get something behind there. Yeah, I might do some more of these guys and just cut them up a little bit. I'm able to fill it out by just using something like this. I might be able to actually, let me see, I'm just gonna cut this. I like this one, but I'm gonna cut this up a bit. Okay, so let's see if I can just do a little dab of glue here and shove those guys up there a bit. I would normally glue things behind. And I would normally have these a little longer. These might not be very stable. I might put another one behind a longer one just to fill this out a bit. This might have more layers. I'm gonna cut something out and then I'll just have something that's a little longer and that hopefully will look better. I'm gonna just use the clover die. So I brought out these. They're probably too small for something like this, but if you have smaller ones that you're doing, really tiny little bows, if you have bigger dies that make a Santa hat, you might want to use that. So I just have a lot of these cut out and then you can just color them in. I have a whole bunch of these guys here. They're just kind of like this, a whole bunch. But yeah, I'll do the hat in a moment. I just wanted to show you guys that. So I also cut out these guys. So I'm gonna cut this in half. This glue gun's still going, and I'm gonna do the same thing with these guys. So now we've got these, and I wanted to basically make a full beard, right? Whoops. The way you want it. Hopefully it doesn't stick to you too much, but it most likely will. Okay, and then you can easily pop that down onto something like this. So now you've got a full bearded Santa with lots of glue strings. But he's a full bearded Santa. I like the fact that he's a full bearded Santa. I think it's really cute. Don't love all the glue strings, I will have to say that. And then this guy, I want to do the same thing behind here. This one has a very, very full beard. You can, even if you wanted to, snip this in half. This might have been better on a bigger Santa face. Let's take this off, actually. So let's get another Santa face here. And I'm going to do the same thing with this guy. One there, and I will probably cut this part off a little bit, because this guy isn't the same bow, but it just goes nicely here. I have to do a vacuuming for sure. I might be able to even just draw eyes. I think that would be kind of cute. I was going to cut out some paper. I'm gonna have to see how I'm gonna put the hats on too. It probably would have been easier to put the hats on first, but that's okay. Okay, I'm just gonna take these guys off. I'll put on some other ones in the future. Turn off my hot glue for a second, so I'll unplug that. Yeah, these guys I'll have as extras in case I make some extras. All right, so now I'm gonna do the Santa hats. So I'm just gonna get a regular pair of scissors, guesstimate about where. So it's gonna look like a gnome hat at first, right? It doesn't matter if it's a little off center either, I think, because we're gonna bend it and then we're gonna put some pom-poms there. Actually, we may not put pom-poms there. I might actually cut something out. I might just round this out a little bit. Yeah, we'll do something like that. I'm gonna take this paper. I'm just gonna cut this. There's a lot of scrap that I can use here. So yeah, I'm just gonna take my scissors here, these ones, and then just cut out some bumpy fringe. It's almost like cloud-like, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It goes around like that. can trim it up a little later if it's too thick. And then, yeah, I think I'll just glue that down with the hot glue. You can have it more off to the side. It doesn't matter how you fold it, really. You can use Barely Arts glue and stuff too if you wanted to. I don't think I have any white pom-poms, which is actually shocking, so that's why I'm doing this. So you guys can totally do this too in a pinch. I'm gonna take my hole punch and I'm gonna make a pom-pom that way. Might be kind of a small one, but whatever, it's fine. You can always make a fluffier one than this though. It might be too small. Was it too small? And it still looks cute. I'll just do a little tiny blob of glue there. Okay, and then you can just stick that guy. You do a little off to the side, but I might just do it more straight on here. So you can easily make your own version of this. I think I'm gonna make him look like he's sleeping. Let's see if I can just do that. Looks like he has a little nightcap on. Oh my god, he's so cute. Okay, this one I think I'm gonna do open eyes. I'm gonna do this right now before I make the rest of the hats. You can totally use a hole punch and just make the eyes if you want to as well. I wanted these guys to be a little further apart. I'll try to make them look a little even, but we'll see. It's hard to do sometimes. Or you can take a dotting tool and you can also take some paint and just lob them on like that. There's so many different ways of making eyes, guys. Maybe I'll just do his eyes a different way. Maybe more happy like that. Oops. His eyes look really askew. I'm not so good at this. Not that great at that. That's okay. Let's see what I can do with this guy. Maybe make his eyes open. But these are really, really fun to just pop on a present, right? If you want to do eyebrows and stuff too, you can do that. They're all different sizes. All different types, all different sizes of eyes here. But yeah, I'm gonna do some more hats off screen just so you guys don't have to watch all this. Okay, so I'll do at least 5 more. Okay, there you go. I just stuck with the same paper. You can totally do variations of paper, kind of like Craftpurge did. She did a pink hat, and then it looks like she did silver and gold instead of white, trim, and pom-pom. Obviously, it's not the exact same thing, but you can tell it's very inspired by this image. Very, very similar. Yeah, so I did that. This isn't as white a bow that I kind of wanted, but I just took this from a bow stash that I had before I started making bows that I got from Amazon. So you can basically take little fabric bows and you can make bows like that too. But I just thought that it would be really, really easy enough to do bows out of paper, and then you can just stick them down with double-sided tape or glue them on or whatever you'd like to do on a present. You can even put them on a tag if you wanted to do that too. It might be hard to do for a card, but you can always make the 3D envelope. I'll show you the 3D envelope. I'll put that link down below in case you guys haven't seen it yet. But yeah, so you really don't have to have everything. You don't even need bow dies if you want to make these kind of bows. I found it really, really fun to make with either the flat bows or the big fluffy bows. You can also, as I said, you can cut this down. The heart-shaped bows are really good for this. You can cut this down. I found that this gives more of a mustache effect when you cut off one of these hearts, because there's 3 hearts, so you can make a clover bow. This is the shamrock bow. So just cut that off and it actually looks more mustache-like. And then, as I said, I just put the bow behind that to give a fuller beard effect. But yeah, this can look cool too. I didn't really put another one behind this one, but I could. If I wanted to, I could put another one behind. They look okay on the back too. They're just like a circle on the back. So it looks pretty decent. As I said, you can just tape these down. You can puff them up with some foam tape, glue them on, whatever you like to do to adhere them. They might be a nice pop on a bag or a gift wrap. Yeah, I think it looks really, really cute. I really hope that you guys like that. And it just shows that you can even just hand cut stuff and draw things on. It just basically gives it some variation and some character. And I think that that's really fun. Anyways, guys, I hope you like that. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe and share the video with anybody in case you think that they're going to like a really fun, impressive, cute bow with character on their present. I think that's pretty much it. So I hope everybody has an amazing Christmas. Yeah, I hope everybody has an amazing day either way, okay? Take care, guys. Have a good one.